Are you ready? No! I said, are you ready?
Oh, don't blink! Sex!
And midnight hour. Made him pay.
The run last shot by Adam Cole!
That's gotta be
Hello, welcome back to the Last Shot podcast. Sorry we missed last week, but due to the whole AEW and all the wrestling stuff, we just never had a chance to film one. So we are back this week to talk about very good things.
It was too much wrestling last week, so podcast on top of that, I think it will be too much.
That's I could not have the time or the energy. But anyway, we have a lot to talk about today, but first off, please check out Tom Reviews. It is an awesome review channel. Links are in the description. Please check it out and get it to 100 subscribers by the end of the year.
Anyways, Tom, how are you today, bro?
I'm not bad, mate. I am full of energy and I'm ready to discuss.
Well, I'm full of energy also. I'm also full of energy because I'm waiting for NBA 2K20 preload in an hour from now, dude. I'm getting NBA 2K20. I already pre-ordered it. I'm just waiting for that. And to be honest, I'm really hyped up. More than for WWE. I know it's strange. I was always NBA guy.
When does NBA come out? Because I haven't pre-ordered it
I don't
yet.
know. October 22nd. You have time.
Oh, that's our best fucking pre-order, that, man.
But, hey, it really makes me wonder. You know, I don't know if this is all the topic right now, but when you just see NBA game, it's so much better than WWE, bro. Like, seriously.
I have heard it is.
You know, it gets constant updates and it's just...
But then again, NBA has been 2K's creation. WWE, until the next game comes out, has been part 2K, part Ukes. So maybe with 2K having full control, they might make it a bit better.
Yeah, let's just not start this with, because we're probably going to end up talking about that not 2 hours from now. So.
But we'll just have a quick mention about how we thought about AEW and NXT, because obviously they were the big shows.
Who is ready? Who is NBA? Because I know there's a lot of people who are playing that. Who is ready to play? I wish you guys good luck, because this is a huge hype for the game on Twitter and everything else. So I hope the same is for WWE. So let's start.
I hope 2K is good. But I liked All Out and NXT. Both good shows. I thought All Out was better, in my opinion. I was more hyped.
NXT. Honestly, NXT had the best match between Bate and Walter. But as a show, I think AEW was better, of course.
I haven't seen Bate versus Walter, so I can't judge that match. But for me, the best match of the weekend was definitely the Bucks versus Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix.
Yeah, and there would be people saying, "Oh, that's a flip of shit." Shut the fuck up. Flip of shit. Shut the fuck up.
That's I will have to say also, no, I'm not a fan of Joey Janela. He has turned me into more of a fan because he did some really, really good work in that hardcore match.
I love that guy, Marco Stunt. I mean,
come on, it was a good match. Jungle Boy looked good. Apparently Chris Jericho loves Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, so that's good.
Hey, I'm 230 pounds. I'm 6 foot tall, 330. If you put me in the ring with Marco Stunt, and if they tell me, man, you gotta sell for that guy, you gotta sell the moves and everything, I will say, oh, fuck you. Fuck no.
I'm sorry, but if Sherry Lawler can sell for Michael Cole, you can sell for Marco Stunt.
Maybe Shawn Michaels Jr. would, I don't know, dude. But, at the end of the day, honestly, I mean, I think it's a very strange pick for AEW, and there is going to be a backlash at some point.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to shit on the guy. Tarzan, what the hell is his name? That looks like
Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy. I had negative thoughts on him. Now when I look at this, he proved me wrong, because he can hang with Luchasaurus. They're a great team. But when you compare Jungle Boy to Marco Stunt, man, that difference is huge.
Yeah.
You know, and size and everything. So it's just keep Marco Stunt away, and I think Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy can be first ever AEW Tag Team Champions. Why not? Yep.
Yeah, I mean, let's get on to different, because we don't want to cover All Out too much, because we would have done a different video if we were going to do that. But anyway, the main question I have today: do you need writers? Do you need a shit ton of writers to write a wrestling show? Well, I'll give you a sneak hint. No. But the belief right now is AEW is not going to hire writers for the weekly shows on TNT. They're going to put the shows together with Cody and the Young Bucks and the wrestlers, and they're going to have like bullet points and topics that they need to cover, like basically how they did in the Attitude Era. You've got to talk about this, and then the rest of it you talk about yourself.
To be honest, I'm fine with that. But once again, this is a thing I'm saying for weeks. The only thing I'm kind of concerned about is if they're booking their show, that there will be a backlash at some point saying, "Oh, you're booking yourself on it, blah blah blah." You know, you're booking your friends as top and that kind of stuff. So that's the only backlash. Yeah,
I do understand that one. That's one I'm fear as well. Like. Yeah. Interesting fact, Raw this week had a few promos that were not scripted word for word. So it basically had a loose guideline, and then they went out and did the promo. Because we all know, scripted promos sound shit. They sound just absolutely awful.
If you need any proof, just check out Roman Reigns promos for 2015.
About to say, compare a Roman Reigns promo to, say, a Chris Jericho promo back in 2006 when it wasn't scripted. I didn't want to say Rock or Austin because they would be amazing even if you gave them a script. But I mean, it's just you cannot deliver something you are trying to read that you did not think of yourself.
Yeah, that's a huge issue for me because, in my opinion, if someone gave me the script, I couldn't read that because it's better to say something from your mind. And when you see a lot of people like Johnny Gargano, I don't think Gargano would thrive reading the script. He can't even cut the promo. It's fucked up because Gargano was great because of Ciampa and Cole pushing him in that promo role. But as a wrestler, he's great. But again, he doesn't have a character, dude. So, I mean, he has a character, but he's not a great promo guy. So I'm afraid for people like that. You know what I'm saying? Adam Cole can read the script, but I don't know if a lot of people can do that, and that's a big problem.
The thing is, if you're not giving anyone the ideas and just giving them something to read, they're never going to improve on their promo skills. Imagine if The Rock had just started and they just gave him scripted promos. He wouldn't have become The Rock. He wouldn't have been able to get over, and he wouldn't have been able to do what he did if he was reading from a script.
Who knows where the hell would he be right now?
Probably not doing what he's doing now, because
definitely
it's a reason why I do not script any of my videos. It's because I can't read scripts. I like to think of what I want to say and do it in the moment. It's like I know a lot of people script the videos. If I was going to do one, I'd do a loose guideline of what I need to mention, and that would be about it.
Yeah, and I don't want to call out anyone because a lot of YouTubers do that in the wrestling community. But why the hell do you need the notes or something like that if you're talking about that topic? I mean, I understand, but seriously, if you have 5 papers of stuff that you're basically reading, that's fucked up.
Let's just print the bloody page and be like, "Here you go, guys, read this." Yeah,
you may as well, write a freaking book every week. So that's ridiculous, dude. But speaking of scripted promos, I'm hearing, and this is actually in the news, that NXT will be heavily scripted. I don't know how you feel about that.
Are they trying to kill?
I don't know.
I don't want to imagine a scripted NXT to hell. Like, while we're on NXT, if you've not heard, it's been reported that they're going to be doing an hour on USA Network and an hour on the network.
That's ridiculous.
Between the debut and October 2nd, and then October 2nd they'll be starting to do all of them on the USA Network. Conveniently, the same day AEW starts.
We know that's just for a hurry. They're desperate. For real. If it was a smart business decision,
Okay.
you don't need to have 1 hour. Just have the first episode 2 hours in October. Why do you have the shows now? It doesn't make sense.
Why would people want to watch half of it on TV and then go on the network?
It's stupid. And then when the ratings are down, Vince will say, "Oh, God damn it, ratings are down." He will blame the ratings and do it on something else.
Vince needs to. I can't even get into Vince right now.
Can you imagine Vince? This is a serious question. This is not a joke, people. Because trust me, when Vince passes away, he will be booking shows from a freaking ghost box on Ghost Adventures, okay? That's not a joke, that's not funny. The guy is Satan himself, okay? That's just a real thing. But man, can you imagine Vince seriously? I know this is sick, but can you imagine maybe in his mind, for real, sitting back and thinking, God damn it, I have the opportunity to kill NXT, something that Triple H created right now.
I will get it out dead.
Do you think there is possibility of him really thinking that? I know the guy is crazy and I know he wants to compete, but do you think he really wants to kill? Maybe he wants to kill NXT for real.
I think
and that's
so.
You really think there is? You really think that he may be thinking that?
Yeah. Well, let's think about it. Realistically, Vince is probably going to be around for 10, 20 years at most.
He's going to be around forever, I'm telling you guys.
And then
his
in
mother
the actual business,
is 100 years old.
He will retire at the ripe old age of 250 years old.
Yes.
But yeah, he's going to be... I think he'll try and kill what he can before he dies.
Yeah. Because there was one promo, I think it was NWO or something in the Attitude Era, I don't remember. He said something... what they made, I'm going to kill, something like that. He said something like that. You know?
He's literally injecting WWE with a lethal dose of poison.
Yes, that's exactly what he said. Exactly, Tom. You know what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're saying.
So, no, I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to kill NXT. And I know people will say to me, you're crazy. What the hell are you talking about? You gotta think about that. That's Triple H's baby, NXT. Of course he wants to kill NXT. It's not his. He kills everyone that comes up from the main roster.
And it's connected to Dusty Rhodes, who is Vince's enemy, because his sons are his enemy.
Yeah.
So it hurts the legacy of Dusty Rhodes to kill NXT.
Yes. Honestly, nobody is feeling important to the main roster. I know Ricochet had some good matches, but Ricochet doesn't feel like Ricochet from NXT anymore. You know, War Riders are having squash matches every row. What the hell are they squashing people every week? It doesn't make sense.
No.
You know?
To be fair, I did like the guys they squashed this week. I really wanted to see them get some offense in.
Bro, they're squashing them for 3 weeks, for 3 months almost.
They need to do something with them.
They have legit teams, but they have Rollins and Strowman as a tag team. That doesn't make sense to me.
No.
Anyways, let's just continue. Because I don't want to rant. I'm in a good mood and I'm telling you NBA is coming out, dude. I'm in a great mood. I want to record this and then go and play the NBA. So let's just move from this topic because I don't want to go out of the limb, dude.
Yeah, AEW has a rating. They did a countdown show on TNT, which had no advertisement and no real hype behind it, and got 390,000 people watching it, and it didn't really show anything new. It's not a bad number for a countdown special.
Mm-hmm. So that's not a bad number. No. But you gotta think about this. NXT had 800,000 views when they had the episode in 2007. So
yeah,
That's like, almost three times more. So.
Well, this wasn't. We'll have to wait to see proper numbers when they do. Well, first we learn how much Bleacher Report actually got viewed for All Out. Probably a lot more than that. I mean, probably a good million, I'd say, watched All Out.
Probably, but
we need to wait to television. I mean, the television will get more ratings than pay-per-views due to the fact that it's £50 a pay-per-view. It's $50 for a pay-per-view.
That's too much, especially in this day and age.
Yes. Fight TVs. I think I paid $9.99. I think something like $9.95.
It's $13.99. I think 13.
Yeah, something like that. And that's perfectly reasonable for All Out.
Yes.
I was happy to pay that because it's a one-off every 3 months.
Yeah.
But $50, you can bollocks where I paid that for a pay-per-view, any pay-per-view, apart from WrestleMania. Because I'm a sucker.
Dude, to be quite honest, for $50, you can buy WWE 2K20 and play it all year. Like, I know it's a bad game, but seriously, you watch this stuff for 2 hours and it's done. But you can play the game for all year. So, you know what I'm trying to say when you compare stuff? It's just too much, you can use your money in better ways, but you need to be smart with yourself anyways. But I just think when you compare full sale crowd to any crowd that AEW will have weekly, it will be funny because in Full Sail you have like 500 people and
it can seat 700.
Okay, Tom, bro, seriously, like, I know it's something like that. I said 500, okay?
To be honest, I don't think they'll get 700 people. I do not think they will get that number.
It doesn't matter, because what I'm trying to what I'm trying to come across here is, even if there is 800 people, AEW will have weekly 4,000 or 5,000 people.
Yeah.
So when you compare two shows, of course people will watch more AEW, because especially fans that never seen wrestling, that are new wrestling fans, they will see AEW and they will say, oh, this crowd is bigger, this crowd is better, so why the hell people,
exactly.
in the crowd. Yeah, so that's my big issue with this.
Yeah, to be
I don't know how you feel about that.
Crowds are a lot better than WWE crowds, just because the fact they can chant what they want and no one seems to get pissy at them about it.
And Full Sail crowds, they were great before. I don't know what the hell is happening with them.
I'm about to say they have gone downhill massively.
Do you remember 2017? Dude, they were loud as hell.
I know.
2 years ago.
Like 2018, when Tommaso Ciampa returned, the crowd did not stop booing him for 5 minutes straight.
Yeah. I think they're a bit produced. I think there are people who, because they're regulars who go on the shows every week. I know one of my friends goes on the shows every week. I mean, not every week, every taping. So you get the tickets basically before everyone, and there are no tickets. You can't get a ticket. Everything is sold out in 10 minutes. I mean, you don't get a ticket on the site. You can go on site and get a ticket.
But that's what
I
think their problem's going to be, is because they only have for six shows they have the same crowd.
Yes,
but you're going to have to be selling tickets for every single week.
Yeah.
I don't
These
think
regulars,
people will pay that much money every single week to go and watch it when they used to get it 6 shows for one ticket. They used to get.
Listen to me. These regulars are. How can I tell you this? They're basically part of the WWE.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're kind of produced. Some of them know the people. I mean, because you're always going there and you meet people before and after. And my friend is getting a ticket over mail. They send them to him at home address. So there are no tickets to find. The same crowd will be over and over again. It's my issue, dude. It's a big issue. And for people who don't see that, I don't know what to say. You brought a good point, and I don't know.
The problem is, are the regulars going to want to keep forking out every single week for a ticket? They have to fork out every 6 weeks for a ticket. Now they're going to have to fork out 6 times as much.
Well, it depends, because, like I told you, if you're like this guy, who I know, and there are a few people like Bailey Girl, you know, the Bailey kid, whatever her name is, they're getting tickets home, dude. They're not even buying tickets like this. They're getting on the mail tickets. So, and these, let's say, 60-70% of the people who are going on the shows, tickets are sold in a day for that, because it's not a big show; it's a taping. And to sit there on the during the tapings, when they had tapings, it was 4-hour tapings. Like, the crowd is dead. So I'm hoping they bring up like more energy, because it's live and it's 2 hours. So I really hope that's the case.
I don't think so. I think the crowd will be ecstatic for the first few weeks, but then the fatigue of constantly going there will drain them. I
don't know. I just think they. But why the hell would you want to go every week?
Because
you
know what wrestling fans are like.
Hey, if it was me, I would go 1 week, watch home. Go second. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So, I think if we went to every Raw and SmackDown, we will get bored also every week. You know, I will probably fall asleep. You know, so.
Yeah. While we're on the subject of NXT, Roderick Strong will be facing Velveteen Dream for the North American title on the first live edition.
The Undisputed Era Prophecy is coming through.
Well, they hold 3 or 4 belts, so.
Roderick Strong is going to be a North American.
And then they'll kill them. They'll bury them all on the same night.
You think that may happen?
It's Vince McMahon, of course it's going to happen.
No. I think it's Triple H's plan to get Undisputed Era over. Because then Triple H, in the back of his mind, probably knows. I'm not trying to sound crazy. I think he really knows this. If I put all the titles on these guys, they're going to be a real threat, and Vince is going to see them as a real threat. I think that's the case.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Velveteen Dream. I think he deserves NXT World title in the future. Fully soon. But you have Ciampa. You know, So, where do you think this thing with Ciampa is? Because everyone is expecting him to come back.
I don't know. I think he's still injured.
It's safe to say that at WrestleMania weekend we're going to have Ciampa Cole match.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So, I can see another thing happening. That's losing Velveteen Dream right now. And Undisputed Era winning all the tour games. I just don't want to. Someone told me they want to see like Velveteen Dream, Johnny Gargano, and Street Profits against the Undisputed Era for all the titles. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. If they have Gargano in another title match, I'm done.
I don't know, I'm kind of sick of seeing him.
Because if they put him in another title match, I don't care if it's 4 games, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting sick of Gargano.
Or they can kill the Undisputed Era, like you said. They can kill the Undisputed Era. Maybe you can see this happening also. You know, it's not out of possibilities. They can give title to Roderick Strong right now, and at 4 games, all members of the Undisputed Era is gonna drop the titles to Gargano, Dream, and the Street Profits, and then you have Gargano and Ciampa again feuding. I know nobody wants to see that right now, but man, I can honestly see that happening.
Yeah.
Because they can say, yes, the Undisputed Era held the title for a month, you know, whatever. But they can claim that they did held all the titles, so that's all that matters, you know. So
I can see that give him a lengthy run if they've got all the titles.
But I don't want to see Gargano as a champion again.
No, he's kind of lost his goodwill with me at this point. He's kind of getting boring.
Yeah, that's good.
Now, just a quick SmackDown note. Kevin Owens if you're not aware, did not show up to SmackDown this week.
Yeah, what happened with him? I don't know.
He was at home because he didn't want to leave his family with the potential hurricane.
So the Hurricane Dorian, right? That was in
Yeah,
Florida.
it was. It didn't. Luckily, it didn't go to where Kevin Owens' family lives.
Yeah.
But once it had kind of figured out it wasn't going to hit, it was too late for him to try and get to where SmackDown was.
Yeah. Hey. By
I
the way,
respect him
I know.
for that. I
Listen.
wouldn't leave my family in hazardous conditions.
Yeah. Hey. Boomster. Whatever his name is, a Boomster. The guy is from Colorado Springs. I met him in WrestleMania weekend in 33 in Florida. So he lives in Colorado Springs, Florida. Blah, blah. So I think hopefully he's well. If you're listening, bro. You know, it didn't hit. Hopefully, I don't know.
Let's hope it didn't.
But
I hate hurricanes.
yeah.
Devastating.
Because it hit Bahamas really bad, dude. So yeah.
Damn.
It's always during this time of the year. I don't know if you realize that, but always September, especially Florida, every year, dude.
Yeah.
So that's what I hope all you guys who are from Florida. I hope everyone who is from Florida is doing.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys stay safe.
Exactly.
In
Everyone
case
stay
anything
safe out there.
happens. Because anything can happen anytime.
Exactly. Everyone stay safe. Now, have you heard about the shake-up?
The shake-up.
It's being
Yeah, I did.
reported that they're going to do a superstar shake-up on October the 11th SmackDown, which is the second edition of Fox, and October the 14th Raw.
There are actually news that they may include NXT in that shake-up, which
Ooh. I get it, because if you're going to put it on TV, you might as well shake up all three fucking brands.
I don't know. I don't want to see main roster superstars on the NXT. You know, it's fine. Apollo Crews, maybe Cesaro, he was great, but man, I don't want to see a lot of them back. You know, I don't want to see Roman Reigns in NXT.
Yeah, like they're going to put him in NXT. Come on.
No, I think people like Sami Zayn would benefit from NXT. Like seriously.
I don't mind the Nakamura thing he's got going on at the minute.
I know. I'm just saying, Sami Zayn help bring. I know people will disagree on this. You will too. But Aleister Black, man, he was great in NXT also.
That's
You know?
it. What the hell is he doing now?
Yeah, same with Ricochet. I mean, Ricochet didn't do anything meaningful so far. I mean, he didn't do a lot.
He won the United States Championship.
Yeah, but he doesn't feel the same. Look at Ricochet from 2018 and look at him now.
Yeah, but he's never going to be the same, is he? Because he's got Vince McMahon watching him.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I think Liv Morgan, she can be good in NXT.
Ugh.
I know a lot of people hate, and I don't like. I mean, nothing personal, but Mandy Rose. I would love to see Mandy Rose in NXT. Trust me. Speaking of NXT, also, I would love to see Toni Storm in NXT US.
I know you would, because
You
you
know?
want to see him more.
Hell yeah, dude. But just think of the roster. You have Rhea Ripley, you have Toni Storm, you have Mia Yim, you have Shayna Baszler, you have Io Shirai, you have Candice LeRae. I mean, that's a great women's roster, dude. If you think
Let's put Asuka back in NXT.
And Kairi Sane, she's not doing anything.
But say this whole fucking Kabuki War
Oh,
is
I know what's the thing. I actually read something about that. It's because Paige is not on TV. She got neck surgery, and she can't be on TV. So they don't want to use Asuka and Kairi Sane until she doesn't come back as their manager, which is ridiculous, dude. Give them jobbers. Give them to beat some jobbers, and Paige can return
This
and
is coming
claim.
from a man who doesn't like managers anymore, which is why they took fucking Paul Ellering off AOP.
They killed
To
their
give him Drake Maverick. I mean,
Peak
I do love
jokes
Drake
and that kind of
Maverick. I
stuff.
can't
Fuck
fault
that
Drake
shit.
Maverick.
Dude,
He's amazing.
but those peak jokes or whatever, that killed the AOP.
Yeah, I mean, one of them's injured now, aren't they?
Yeah.
At the minute.
Is everything okay? Don't pull out the microphone for the love of God.
I will not.
Or don't give me any bad news, please.
Wait, they're all right. Now, have you heard what the next AEW pay-per-view is?
Yeah, full gear. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for that shit.
November 9th. And it's been announced, due to not being on the last show, and Kenny Omega will face Jon Moxley in a revenge match.
Oh my god, Kenny Omega is injured.
Is he?
No, I'm fucking around, but I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn need to get that voodoo doll away, dude.
Yeah.
The guy's cursing everything, seriously. Every show, I wouldn't be surprised if something happens again. And I know people take this as a joke, but seriously, the guy is a Satanist, dude. The guy... I mean, seriously? Don't you think that he can do something like that? Seriously, I mean... It's Vince
The
McMahon!
guy did literally
It's Vince
face God.
Yeah, it's Vince McMahon. So... Don't be surprised if something happens, you know? But man... that match is gonna...
Oh yeah. But speaking of Omega matches, while we're on the subject, Kenny Omega was not completely satisfied with his match against Pac.
Of course he was not. I was not either. I think they could have done a much better job. And I told you, people, just so you know, me and Tom were just picking whatever last week. We didn't do anything, but we were just commenting with ourselves about the show. And I told you, Tom, that I wasn't satisfied with the match because I think something is missing from Omega, and that something is missing, and I don't know what's missing. I don't know.
Well, according to both Kenny and Pat, they had to cut a bunch of stuff out of the match, which they weren't happy about.
Yeah,
and they ran out of time to finish it how they wanted to, which I think is why we got the ending we got. Because they were going to run too long otherwise.
Yeah, I just have one thing to say about that match. How many beat triggers is Kenny Omega going to hit? Like, don't do 10 beat triggers. That's too much, dude.
Yeah, but
I don't want to see that shit.
John Cena did like 12 attitude adjustments against The Rock. That match was terrible.
So did Shawn Michaels super kicks and The Undertaker tombstones and that WrestleMania 20.
But I say, it's kind of a thing that just happens. I accept it. I like it.
Did we forgot about Adam Cole and Ronnie Gargano? How many finished today?
Oh, Jesus Christ. That was just finishes central by the end of it.
Yes, people, yes. Panama, whatever. What's called? Panama...
I don't...
What's the name of the move? You know what I mean?
Whose?
Adam Cole's move. Panama...
I do not know the name of his move.
Canadian Destroyer, dude.
Yeah, it's called Canadian Destroyer because that's...
Yes, exactly. That's a finisher move, okay? And that move, I'm sorry for people who complain, but dude, that move is much better than Last Shot.
Yeah.
So why the hell is Gargano kicking out of that move? That should be... You know what? I'm thinking, dude... If I was cool and if I was working in WWE, whatever, that move, like, you know, Canadian Destroyer should be his finisher. Where if he hits someone, it's done. The match is done. Last Shot, I understand, but nobody should be kicking out the Canadian Destroyer, dude.
No.
Just ridiculous. And
should be a very protected move.
Yeah, much more protected than Last Shot because Last Shot is just. Basically knee in the face or in the back of the head.
About to say,
I know
Canadian
it can be effective,
flip
but
pile driver for God's sake.
Yeah. So for Gargano to kick out of that 3 times, or how many times did he kick out?
It was about 3 or 4, to be honest. It was
That's too much, dude. So, you know, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, let's talk about the most ridiculous situation going on this week. If you have not heard, Chris Jericho left his title belt in his limousine when he went to a restaurant and it got stolen.
Let me tell you something. Chris Jericho is a G.
Let's just talk about the situation that could have happened before we go into what we actually think happened. But yeah, allegedly it got stolen. The police had been informed, and then it had.
There was a police record.
There's a police record
There was a
there.
police record. Yes.
It has been. It was handed in, I believe, today, the 5th of September, to the police, and it was at a roadside, and the belt is valued at $29,250.
First of all, we know that's nothing for Tony Khan. Okay.
Passe. Tony Khan can buy a bloody new belt. Apparently, they do have a backup belt though. They're not idiots. They do have a backup world title belt.
Yeah. But speaking of the title, I don't know. Someone who did that could have ended up in jail if someone really found it, or if someone didn't bring it back or something. But man, you know, if I found that title, dude, I wanted to say a joke, but I don't want to go there.
If I found that title, I'd keep it and frame it in my bloody room. But
exactly, that's
the
the same thing.
To steal the belt, if it did legitimately get stolen, is a stupid idea, because you can't sell it, because it's literally a red flag to look. I stole this belt.
It's a property of
one in the world. I'm going to try and sell it on fucking eBay.
Yeah, I gotta say, that title looks gorgeous.
It is a beautiful belt. Much better than that Universal Championship.
And WWE title also.
The WWE title's better than the Universal, but not by much.
So you want to say that the Winged Eagle belt is not better than the world title that we have now?
The Winged Eagle belt, beautiful. I miss that belt.
Yeah, I mean...
But nothing to beat the Edge's rated R spinner.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like that title for whatever reason.
I don't know. I liked it. I mean, it was nice for Edge because it was a little gimmicky thing for Edge.
He was a jerk, so not the jerk in real life, because whoever knows Edge, I met him. Adam Copeland. He's one of the nicest guys I ever did. But as a character, man, he was probably one of the best heels of all time.
Oh, he was fucking amazing. But anyway, title belt. My theory, and I believe this is your theory too, is Chris Jericho left the title belt in the limo, and then it was found on a roadside.
We gotta say, Chris Jericho is a genius. First of all.
Yeah, he is a freaking genius.
He can do this. He can do this without telling anyone, not even AEW. He can lie, because he is Chris Jericho, and he has got to do this because he knows that it will get people talking on the Twitter and on the internet.
It did.
It did, and that way nobody ended up guilty because the title was found. You know.
It was.
I mean, anything Chris Jericho touches is just a pure genius. He can make everything work, dude. Did you see? He was sipping a champagne and he said something a little bit of the bubbly.
Yes,
and he's using that word,
dude. Right now.
He can turn everything. Stupid idiot. He turned that into a thing also.
Yeah.
You just made a list. Okay, so the guy's a genius. Yeah. Hey,
scarves thing.
Did you see a video where he is sitting in a freaking tub or something? He is sitting outside and he's drinking a champagne or something with his scarf, dude. Did you see that? In a freaking tub.
He was in a hot tub talking about losing the world title.
Yeah, and the greatest thing about that is first of all, he has a scarf. Okay, he has a freaking hat. The guy's hilarious. Okay, and he is pouring champagne. First, he pours a champagne in the glass, and then he drinks it from the freaking bottle, dude.
I know. What
a freaking legend, dude.
So, by the look of this, if it was legitimately stolen, they have just turned it into a storyline.
Yeah. I'm gonna go off the limb and say that Jericho's a genius that he did this on the purpose, dude.
Yeah.
And that nobody will know. Nobody will ever know that because nobody knows that. Not a single person knows that. He did that because he knew it will got people talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if Cody or someone ever asks him, he's going to say no because he doesn't know anything. You know, he did it and whatever. You know.
Exactly. He had his title belt stolen, and someone found it and returned it to the police.
Yes. And that's my theory because they need to keep people hyped up for a month until it doesn't start on television. So
to be fair, they've been trending on Twitter for the last couple of days since that happened.
Yes, but he knew he needed to do something, so that's why he did it. I honestly think that's the case.
I was about to say, belts don't just get found on the side of a road.
Yeah, that's a
It
pretty...
doesn't happen like that. No one steals it from a limo. A fucking limo.
No.
But yeah, I mean, it's a good story to keep people invested and just show how much...
It's a good story. And like I said, if it was real or whatever, if you ask Chris Jericho, he's gonna say no. And if his wife asks him the same questions, he's gonna say no. Because only Jericho knows what happened. Yeah. What a legend, dude. You just gotta appreciate legends.
Yeah.
Is that it?
And then we've got to talk about Ric Flair.
This guy, old dude, is getting crazy, man. With all the respect, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. First off, we know he's trademarked the man. He hasn't got any beef with Becky or the women's division. It's more the fact that he tried to talk to Triple H and Vince McMahon about, the fact they're using his gimmick, his thing.
He wants to get paid. That's the thing.
Basically, yes.
I mean, dude, how many men's are on that roster? You can't just go and say I'm the man. Like, that's ridiculous. And you want to get paid for that?
Yeah,
seriously?
But his catchphrase.
Still, he didn't say the man. He said if you gotta be the man, you gotta beat the man. So he didn't.
Yeah, but he did.
Exactly
I'm pretty sure he referred to himself as the man enough times in promos in the 70s.
Still, anyone can.
Well, clearly the patent office and the copyright and trademark clearly saw he had a case because they gave him the trademark.
Yes, is it strange a little bit that Rollins was using that 2-3 years ago, whenever, and that he didn't do anything back then, but he did that now. I think there's something to do with some taxes or something that he.
Oh yeah, Ric Flair needs
money. He didn't money, dude. So I think that's the case, because he didn't do it 2 years ago. Why would he do it now?
Yeah. He added he's fine with Becky using the term, but he wants to be able to provide for his family. So basically, he needs money. Yeah.
So yeah, that I knew that was the case immediately. I just hope he gets I hope he gets his shit together. I'm hearing that he, after Raw reunion, he was drinking with Stone Cold a lot, dude. And we know Flair is not in good health, so I honestly hope he gets his shit together, because I don't want to see someone. It's pretty fucked up when you hear that someone passed away that you watched, and basically someone that became like a family to you, because we let these people home every week. We watch them every week on the television. So it's kind of fucked up when you see that someone passed away or something.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
So let's hope.
No, I wish all the well, dude, for Nick.
Yeah, let's just hope his daughter doesn't get more mad at him, because she's not impressed about the situation.
Of course,
I can't blame her, but then again,
no.
She can't really say shit because it's her dad.
I think she feels kind of awkward right now in the company. She kind of like, what the fuck, My dad is basically.
She's kind of stuck in the middle of it, isn't she?
Yeah, and she can't do anything.
No.
Yeah.
The last thing we have to talk about today is WWE's writing changes. First off, SmackDown lead writer Ryan Ward is taking a leave of absence from the company due to getting married. But that is not the only change. where is it? Ed Koskey, who's the lead writer of Raw and has been with the company for almost 20 years, will be writing for SmackDown and be working with Eric Bischoff. And Jonathan Beckstrom, who's been the lead writer of 205 Live, will be the new lead writer for Raw and be working with Paul Heyman. Your thoughts on the changes? Stefan?
Seeing the changes, nothing will change until Vince. Vince needs to.
You're right.
Will change.
I hope it does change.
Because Bishop, he can't. I know people are saying online that his role right now is they don't know what they're going to do with him, and he didn't do much. But what can you do really when you have Vince McMahon telling you every week, I want to do what I want to do, you end up changing stuff? Why would you do it?
Exactly. Why would you want to do a job when your boss is just going to be like, you're not good enough, I'm going to change this, and this?
So, that's my opinion, you know?
Yeah. And that is the podcast. It was been a fun podcast. Obviously, first off, shout out to my to my channel members, Anton Blake-Cox, 3D Revolution, and Dougie Fresh Richards. Thank you all for the support, guys. Much appreciated. You help this channel out so much. If you want to join channel membership, click the join button down below and you have 3 sets of perks, and I'm planning to improve them and add more perks and that kind of stuff over the next few months to years. And yeah, thank you all. Thank you, Stefan, for joining us. And yeah, just remember, if you don't subscribe, you're gonna get fired. You know what, Vince McMahon, you're fired. Alright, peace out, guys.